Hi, I'm Kristen Horler, founder of Momletta, and I am so excited to bring to you another Mom Strong interview today. So today I'm excited to welcome you to Anna Marcoris in Parsippany, New Jersey. Hi, Anna.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for a few minutes of your time today. I know you are working from home like all of us, and we would love to learn a little bit more about you, how long you've lived in the area, how many kids you have, like just give us a little bit more insight into who Anna is.
Okay. Well, I'm Anna, and I born and raised in New Jersey. Lived in South Jersey almost my whole life, and since I've been married for about the past 11 years, I've lived up in North Jersey. My family and I live in Morristown. And my franchise, my Momletta franchise, is just a town or two over in Parsippany, New Jersey. I have three kids, a boy, girl, boy. My oldest is about to turn 8. I can't believe it. My daughter's about to be 6, and my youngest, my little guy, will be 3 in November. And my kids don't know this, but I'm totally announcing it to this entire community. We're getting a puppy in 2 weeks.
Oh my God. How exciting. Wow. What are you guys getting?
A cockapoo. She'll be 8 weeks when she arrives, and I'm so excited. So we'll have a new little family member really soon. And now the whole world knows it, and my kids don't know.
That is so funny. I cannot wait to see pictures. That's so
I'll post.
Oh, what a great age too for your kids. So you've got your oldest two then in elementary school?
Yes.
And then is your youngest with you all the time?
He's with me. Yes, he's with me.
Let me explain what that means to our community. So our franchise owners like Anna work from home, run their business from home. And me, when my kids were younger, I did the same thing where, we schlep our kids to class. They get to be in the stroller and be with us during class. We try to get work done in the car when they're falling asleep in their car seats after class. And, this whole work from home quarantine thing didn't change much for a lot of us, with the exception of lockdown and not being able to hold in-person classes outdoors. So your little one in any sort of Mother's Day out? I mean, I guess a lot of things are really closed right now.
No. And I think just because of everything going on, he'll stay home with me. He would have been in like a 2.5 preschool class because he misses the cutoff, one of those birthdays.
Yes.
So he wasn't eligible for a pre-K3 program. So he would have stayed home with me anyway. And then with everything going on, it kind of works that he's home. And now we just launched our first outdoor classes last week. So I do have all 3 of them with me right now because no one's in school. Here in Jersey, we don't start till after Labor Day.
Okay.
So they will be coming to the few outdoor classes that I'll be running for the rest of this month. But they're enjoying it. My oldest, when I told him we got to come, like that we were launching and going back to outdoor in-person classes, he gave me a huge hug and he said, I thought I was never going to come back to class with you again. So that was huge. But of course, during the class, he was hot and needed another snack and all the good stuff, but it was great. It's awesome. It's awesome having them.
That is wonderful. And so, so great that the weather is great in New Jersey. You guys are able to be outdoors and socially distance for your classes. So grateful for these opportunities. And I know that feeling of like having the older kids and they miss being at classes. So that's so sweet.
I was shocked. And my older ones are helpful with the little guy, which is nice.
Thank goodness. That's fantastic. So how long have you been a Momletta franchise owner?
I purchased my franchise July 1st of 2015. So what is that? Just like a little
over your 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, my 5-year anniversary. Yeah. So we're embracing our 5-year mark, and it's been great.
Wonderful. Awesome. So how did you even find out about Momletta?
I stayed home after my second. So when my daughter was born, I stayed home from work, just like daycare, work, scheduling, finances, it made sense for our family. But after a few weeks of being home, it wasn't something I ever foresaw myself doing. I thought I would always work. So right away I was Googling and looking for things to do, and where can I take two kids, an infant and a toddler, what would make sense. And I came across Momletta Baby Boot Camp at the time. So I actually when I purchased from a previous franchise owner. She was kind of evolving and heading into a new direction with her fitness and wellness career. And I joined, my daughter was born, I joined October of 2014. And as I said before, by July 1st, 2015, I owned the franchise, because when she told us she was selling, I didn't want to see it go. I actually cried a little when she told me she was selling. I was like, no, this saved me. This gave me a reason to leave the house every morning. And it was something for me, but my kids made friends, like lifetime friends, that the few friends that we've seen through this quarantine have been our Momletta friends. So yeah, I couldn't let it go. I didn't want to see it disappear.
I think that just goes to show how deep the friendships are that form. I experienced the same thing when my kids were younger in San Francisco, and then relocating when they were 2 and 4 years old, we relocated to Sarasota, Florida. And I felt so disconnected, being born and raised in California, and all of a sudden I'm in Florida. It's like it was so different. And then within 6 months, I started teaching our baby boot camp classes. And all of a sudden I started meeting other moms who, I don't even know how to describe it, as far as being able to connect,
Yes.
because it's more than the age of your children. It's about, I guess, being passionate about what we're putting in our children's mouths, the things that we're bringing into our home. Most of the owners and instructors and even our members, we weren't necessarily athletes before. And look at what we're doing. We're training for a 10K, Anna.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Yes, and you're part of our coaching team of certified run coaches, helping. You've got 13, I think, moms going through the run virtual.
Well, including me and my 2 instructors. Yes.
Perfect. That's so
Yeah.
great. And look at how many moms you are inspiring in your community. And honestly, beyond your community, you inspire me every single day.
Oh, thank you. Well, vice versa. I learn from the best.
Every day is an opportunity to learn. So
Absolutely.
tell me, what are the top 3 things that you love about being a Momletta owner?
Top number 1, I'm going to rank these. Number 1, definitely community. I just, even with a community, you still have your rough phases. And then I just think, how would I do this without them? I'm very lucky. I have a very supportive husband, but before all of this, long hours, working really hard for our family. And it's been so valuable to have that daily connection with other women that I'm just bonded with, because we're all moms. And it doesn't matter how different we might have been before being moms or how different we raise our kids now. We're all in it together. We're working together. We're doing our best. We advise each other. We cry on each other's shoulders. We laugh with each other. We sweat it out together. So just number 1, community for sure. And then I would say number 2, it's just brought this whole new level of health and wellness into my life, which I'm now able to raise my kids with. My kids love being active. They think it's so fun to run around, play. I mean, exercising is like a game to them. And I couldn't ask for more, because they enjoy it. And my husband has been was always into fitness and running. So this just kind of all jive together. And I guess number 3, I would say, I guess I shouldn't have ranked them because they're all really important to me. But number 3, I would say the ability to have something for me. I mean, my children are my pride and joy, and any mom knows your kids 1, 2, 3, no matter how many kids you have, they will keep you busy. But it's nice that I have something for me, something to continually learn about. I'm a past teacher, so that that need to constantly learn and try something new, and continuing my education now through fitness is just been wonderful. It's kept me mentally sane.
I love what you were saying about being such, a positive example for your children, for your husband. It's beyond just your community of your members. So that's really great. I love to hear that. So prior to becoming a fitness professional and taking over your local Momletta franchise 5 years ago, what did you do?
I was a middle school history and language arts teacher for about 9 years. So kind of a big change, but not. I still consider myself a teacher. That's kind of what the past owner, when I was dabbling with purchasing the franchise or not, she said, well, you're still going to be a teacher. You're just going to learn, new material. New material, new audience, new students. And when she approached me and kind of worded it like that, I was like, you know what? I am still a teacher. And she was great. I was able to get all my proper certifications and everything. She stayed on, she taught while I did all of that. And now I just continue to teach, but new students, new material.
That is such a great way of thinking about it. You have to be prepared for the unexpected, right? When you've got not just moms working out, but moms and babies in strollers.
Yeah.
And then, we are, as fitness professionals, working on our lesson plans, preparing. We want to not have our members be bored. We want to keep challenging them, but also recognizing that not everyone is in the same place from one day to the next, from 1 month to the next. So it's kind of a good way to keep you on your toes, that's for sure.
I love it.
Wonderful. So I want you to just pause for a moment and forget about what life currently looks like, right? It's starting to be, I read something the other day talking about like this, being our new normal. And I have to find it and share it with you, but I've kind of been in denial, like, no, this isn't our new normal. This is just temporary. And it was such a positive spin on wrapping your head around like, okay, you always remember to grab a mask before you walk out the door. You always remember to, wash your hands when you walk in the door. There's just certain things, right? We're not having friends over for dinner every Friday. All of these things that are, part of our lives now that maybe we never even thought about before. So I want you to try to think back. I realize the more time that passes, the harder this gets to think back to like December, January, February. And I would love to have a little bit of insight and share with our viewers, what did your family life and your work life look back then? And I mean, even as far as your husband, was he working from home? Was he commuting? How much time was he gone? Were the kids busy with activities in school? Like, let's think back to where things were earlier this year, and then let's fast forward to where they're at now. You guys are about to start school again, and we didn't even talk yet if your kids are going to be virtual, remote, what that's going to look like, if you've even made a decision yet, if you are able to make a decision or it's out of your hands. So all right, let's start with, December, January, February. Paint a picture for us of what it looked like around your house with a whole family and activities, and let us know.
Non-stop was what was going on. That word just kept, as you were speaking, and I was trying to think, just the word nonstop was going through my mind. We're a very active family, and as I mentioned before, the kids love their activities. They have so much energy, and we've allowed them to filter that energy into activities. So, I mean, I had mornings where I would wake up, take my daughter to preschool, put my son on the bus, take my daughter to preschool, go to class, go to our Momletta class with my little guy, teach, and then sometimes I wouldn't set foot back in the house for more than just like everyone come in, use the bathroom, drop those bags, pick up the other bags, and back in the car. I mean, we would leave the house and not come back till like 5, 6 o'clock at night, till dinner time sometimes. That wasn't every day of the week, but that was the majority of my weekdays. My son plays hockey, so for any hockey parents out there, you're in the rink like 4 or 5 days a week. I'm bringing my other two with me wherever I go. And my daughter does dance and gymnastics, and the two older ones also do other seasonal sports. And the poor little guy, I'd always joke he's being raised in the car. And actually, going to fast forward a little, kind of funny when this all started, and I was like, well, at least he doesn't understand, and I only really have to worry about explaining it to my older two. He did pick up on the fact that, you know, his life in the car had ended, and now he was getting to enjoy his home and his toys. But he actually would ask for the car. He would say, can I go to Damien's hockey? Can we go for a ride in the car? So he noticed the change, and he even missed it. But yes, back to what we were like before, very nonstop. My husband actually works locally, which is nice, but was in the office Monday through Friday, and during his busy season, Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes really long hours during busy season. We'd be like 2 ships passing in the night. But he was great about finding time to help with these sports and activities, especially on the weekends. So out of the house all the time, and seeing my husband here and there on the weekends when I was lucky.
All right. Well, now I feel like we have a little bit of a picture, a little insight into what life was like before, which honestly, that my kids are about 10 years older than your kids, but I can completely relate to what you're explaining. So let's fast forward. What is it like today? And you see working from home. What does your teaching schedule look like? Where are the kids during all of this? And what's going to happen? I think you said they're back, or school is scheduled to start after Labor Day. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. School is scheduled after Labor Day. Our district has been very consistent with what they want to do up until just recently. I think things might change, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. My husband, since the shutdown back in March, has been working from home, and he actually just found out he will be working from home through the end of this year, and his company is going to reevaluate after that. A lot of time at home, not a lot of time in the car. So my car is getting a nice little break. We did virtual learning from March through the end of June. I think my kids' last day of school was like June 22nd or the 24th. So we worked pretty much the full month of June. It's been kind of different month to month, but just recently, my kids have been able to do a few outdoor camps where they limited the number of kids. They did have to wear a mask for some of it. They were able to take it off for some. Like my daughter did an outdoor dance camp. Her studio, they were great. They built a stage in their parking lot, and they were able to. Sorry, I'm gonna pull you back up. That was we were talking about how my mom always calls while I teach class. She just called during our Zoom call. So yeah, my daughter was able to do that. So they've done a few like week-long camps just recently in the last couple of weeks. But other than that, we really just tried to utilize the beautiful outdoors of New Jersey. We've done a lot of hiking, a lot of trail walking. We've found waterfalls that we were able to swim in, lakes, ponds. So that's pretty much what our summer has consisted of. And honestly, I've loved it. There are things I did as a kid growing up. So having to take the step back from all these activities kind of allowed us to live a different type of summer, but it hasn't been bad. I've really enjoyed showing the kids a whole nother side of life and the outdoors. So it's been nice.
That's great. And I love how positive you are, instead of, I haven't heard a word from you about, well, we didn't get to travel. We didn't get to go here. We didn't get to see these people. You're focused on the good that can come out of these challenges, right?
I just felt like we had to. And don't get me wrong, I've had my hard days. I mean,
yes,
you've seen me in some meetings. I'm human. There's been rough days, rough phases, realizations that this is going to be longer than expected. But I mean, my husband and I have just tried to focus on on the good and the different, and how the different can be neat and unique, and teaching our kids in a whole nother way, and things that I didn't think I'd have the time to teach them because we were always so on the go and so busy.
Yeah, that's so true. And I mean, I didn't think I had much of a commute before, but now that I'm actually not driving and haven't for months, like, especially you taking the kids to school and sports, I mean, it's life-changing when suddenly you're not constantly in the car.
Yeah.
And so interesting that even your little guy was like missing that. Maybe he was missing the socialization more.
I think so. But in a 2.5-year-old's, terms, I don't think he could communicate much more than, can we go for a ride?
You need to interact with humans other than you. So what are 3 things that you miss the most that were part of the life that you described back in, December, January, and February? So what is it that you're really missing the most?
I'm a really social person. I feed off of people and a crowd. I guess it's the teacher in me. So hugs, I'm a hugger. I miss hugging. Like our first outdoor in-person class that we ran last week, as every mom, I was like, like I would never, but it was killing me. So I miss hugs. Smiles, because we do have to wear our masks, which I'm happy to do, and to follow all the rules with wearing my mask at the appropriate times. But I miss just being able to, I feel like my day I could cheer someone up with a smile, or I can be cheered up with a smile, someone holding the door and just giving you a nice little compliment. But with the masks on, I feel like we're not really communicating and smile, so I miss that. And just being out and social, playgrounds, talking to moms, commiserating together, and just doing that in person as opposed to virtual. And I feel so lucky that we have the virtual option in this day and age. It's for what's going on. We're so lucky to have the technology, and be able to connect like this. But I miss the hugs, the smiles, and the in-person interactions.
I completely relate to you, and there's something I hadn't thought of. And, it's the stranger. It's the person that you don't know. It's the person handing me the cart that has been sanitized at the market. And they can only see the expression through my eyes of gratefulness. Mm-hmm. Maybe they hear the thank you, but you're right. It's holding the door. It's the things that you do when nobody else is watching, that that human interaction beyond your close circle of family or your bubble as you expand with friends and things like that. So yes, that is a challenging thing. Thank goodness for technology. I agree with you, pivoting and moving immediately mid-March to our Momletta online classes. Thank you. You've been just incredible, teaching like almost every week for the last 5 months for our online community, and then bringing your instructor, Carolyn, in now. So thank you. It's been such a joy to get to experience your classes in Parsippany on Zoom or on Facebook Live. So thank you for all your contribution and positive energy. It's great.
Thank you.
So we talked about things that you miss about, the way things were prior to coronavirus, but can you come up with 3 things that you don't miss at all?
So not to sound like contradictory, because I do miss being out and being social, but I'm loving not packing 3 kids in and out of the car several times a day. So that's been really nice, to not be doing it, morning, noon, night. And do we have all the snacks we need? Does everyone have their water? Does everyone have their snacks? And all that good stuff. And sorry, I thought the door was locked.
That's okay. We love visitors.
Go ask Daddy. I'll be right back. Sorry. And she's shirtless, of course. So that's nice to not have to do that several times a day. And in the winter with like taking off your winter jackets for car seats and putting them back on. So I don't miss that. And I don't miss my husband's long hours. I've been very grateful to have him home because even though he's working really hard at home and we really can't bother him, it's nice to know there's another adult in the house. And he will pop out and he will help here and there, which is not something I had. And we can kind of commiserate and give each other like the look like, oh, I'm so tired, or like a smile. And I don't miss not being able to shower till like 10 o'clock at night. I love that. Again, going back to my husband being home, that I can just jump in the shower, sometimes even like twice a day.
Yeah.
If I do my workout and I can jump in the shower and then go out and do something with the kids, and it's summer now, so if I get hot and sweaty, I can jump back in and I'm not in the same workout clothes from like 8 a.m. to like 10 at night. So I don't miss not being able to shower all day.
Yeah, showering is great, isn't
Yeah.
it? Especially in the heat and humidity of summer. Oh my goodness. All right, some last question here, a little bit more fun. You might say crazy. I want you to just take a moment, close your eyes, Anna, and I want you to think about if you had $10,000.
Oh.
Oh, I know. I'm going to keep going. Hang on. You had $10,000 and 2 weeks to travel anywhere in the world. Obviously, coronavirus isn't happening in this scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
Where would you go and who would you go with?
Spain has always been on my bucket list. There was a point between high school classes and college classes where I was pretty fluent in Spanish. I maybe at best have a very basic conversation level now of understanding and speaking, but I was pretty fluent and it was always on my bucket list. I'm Greek, and I feel that even though the Greek culture and the Spanish culture are very different, there's also a lot of similarities that kind of makes it feel very comforting and like homey to me. Just the very like laid back lifestyle and the not being in the middle of the day. And I love cities and I love the beach. So I think between like northern and southern Spain, there's just so much to see. And if I had 2 weeks, I feel like I could go from the north to the south and just get a nice well-rounded experience of the country and everything it has to offer. So I would say Spain.
I love that. It sounds fantastic. I love the Mediterranean. And this, like, to me, this is a mini vacation to listen to what you would do and where you would go. So much fun. We've been watching some really fun YouTubers, not Spain, but Barcelona. No, sorry, not Barcelona. Oh my gosh, I'm completely failing to remember what country. It will come back to me. So it's not Spain, but it's somewhere in the Med. This American couple with their kids just like packed up and moved, and they are vlogging about their life in this country. I'm going to remember it as soon as we end this.
As soon as we hang up, of course.
Portugal.
I was thinking maybe Portugal.
Yeah, I was like, okay, where are all the countries in the Mediterranean?
You're running through them quickly.
I've been watching so many travel related shows because we're not traveling this summer. I mean, you guys try to go to Greece, to see family, right? Was it
right.
years ago that you went last?
Last year, yes.
Yeah, so that's got to be hard to not be able to go.
It is, because we have family there as well. So there's a part of not being there where we miss out on seeing loved ones. But, we've been utilizing the Jersey Shore and like I mentioned before, New Jersey has so much to offer, as do I'm sure every state, and here's a chance to just explore it all. So it's a different, they're day trips, they're day vacations.
I love it. I think that's so great. And, thank you for taking us on your mini vacation.
Oh, of course. Thanks for coming with me.
Absolutely. I live for this. And thank you for sharing a little piece of Anna and your family with us. So it was great to get to know you a little bit better. And I will put your links to your Facebook and Instagram for your business, and then your Momletta website link in the notes. And anyone who has friends that live near you with little ones, or moms who just want to work out, can reach out to you directly to come take a free class or come experience your classes online in our virtual platform. So thanks again, Anna. It was so great to spend some time with you today.
It was really fun. Thank you for inviting me. I felt so honored. And I mean, what else am I doing on a Wednesday afternoon? This was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Anna.
Bye.